Today's show is guaranteed to raise some eyebrows, I promise. Probably some tempers, too. This week, we're going to rank Iron Maiden's top 10 greatest songs. I'm warning you, this could get ugly. You're listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, changing rock history one podcast at a time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. My name is Lou Lombardi, a.k.a. Loudini. And sitting next to me tonight in the co-pilot's chair is the lovely and talented Miss Lily V6.
Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo está?
Muy bien. See? I know a couple of
a couple things.
I know a couple of Spanish things. I can give out. Anyways, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website. Please check back off, and lots of cool podcasts there for you. I'm doing a weekly feature now. I'm going to keep it going as long as people want to hear it. We're doing a feature on lyrics. So each week I do lyric talk, and last week's was actually an Iron Maiden song. And this week I explored Bohemian Rhapsody. So I don't believe that is up. Bohemian Rhapsody's up just yet, but it will be showing up maybe by the time this comes up too. So shout out to that, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. Some more shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Rock Rage Radio. Go to rockrageradio.com, download the app, and you can listen to great guitar driven rock like forever, all the time. You know, it's free. You know, so if you don't want to pay for Sirius or whatever, you know, you can do that. Actually, this is better. It's more unique content, more music, more variety. So check it out. Shout out to our sponsor, Wolf's Customs. You know, you could go out there with any kind of guitar, right? You could go out there with, you know, just a, you know, guitar with a, you know, sunburst or a, you know, a blue guitar, black guitar, white guitar, Daphne blue, seafoam green, whatever. And those guitars are cool, but everybody's playing those kind of guitars, right? Why not have a custom painted guitar that just screams you? So you stand out. And also, you guys know that the visual aspect of it is part of the show. People come for that as well. So get a custom work done on your guitar at wolfscustoms.online. I'm holding up for those of you that watch the video portion here, you'll see I'm holding up the card. wolfscustoms.online. Chris Thunderwolf Dodson's a longtime supporter of the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, and we do thank him for that. He pretty much supports everything I do. He's a great dude, and he does awesome work. If you go to wolfscustoms.online, you're going to see that, and we're going to get a guitar together here that I'm going to play for you guys as well, so you guys can see that. Okay, Lily V6 is in the house. So Lily, what is going on in your world? What's new and exciting?
On Thursday last week, I got to see LA Guns with Phil Lewis and Tracy Guns. It was pretty awesome. Opening for them was Dying Breed and Venrez, who I'm not familiar with, but they are touring with LA Guns, so they're national. And on Saturday, I bartended at the Subalpine.
And how did that go? Because I know the last time they said they worked you really hard.
They did. They did. I had a helper this time, though, Brianna Presser, who's... her husband is in leprosy. She was helping me with the bartending this time, so it was a little easier. It wasn't as bad. She was going to the front, I was going to the back, and we were tag teaming, if you will.
I got you.
And then yesterday, I got to see Nile, which is a heavy metal band, and they were great. However, the winners for my evening were the opening band Terrorizer, who has Pete Sandoval from Morbid Angel drumming for them. So they were pretty awesome. I recommend.
But not. You said not Terrifier.
No, Terrorizer.
Okay, because I thought that clown was there, and you were like...
And I would have peed my pants.
No pants peeing. So,
And then this week, I'll be seeing a Journey tribute in Jurgles on Friday.
Which Journey tribute is that?
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's Escape, but it's spelled with...
okay.
Okay.
Because there's Bond Journey.
No. I've seen Bond... There's two Bond Journeys. There's one in Florida and one here. They were affiliated and split and created two bands, but this is a completely different one. I think they're from Ohio.
Two bands are better than one.
Legit.
Double the pleasure, triple the fun.
So, good times.
Okay, sounds like a good time. What did I do this weekend? Lily and V6 and I hung out a little bit on Friday night. until we were both passing out because we had drank too much, and just sat and watched like tons of music videos and talked about music. I mean, what we could have just recorded that, and that would have been tonight's show.
Right. I do want to quickly remind people, since we don't have any watchers on the Rock Rage group page right now, if you're watching from a shared page, try to go over there if you're commenting, because I can't see anything if you're commenting on Lou's page or my page or another page. So go to the group page.
Yeah, I'm trying to share. I'm trying to put it out there everywhere for all y'all. So you guys can see it. So if you're commenting, like, we're going to try to, while the songs are playing, take a quick look and see who's commenting where, try to stay on top of it, but it's a little tough when we're everywhere. So just be aware of that. So if we don't give you a shout out, we will be talking about your picks, though, for the Iron Maiden songs as well. As we always do, we ran a post this week for sure. And in terms of this weekend, the only thing I did that I thought was really freaking awesome was I went to see Dr. Sleep, and I freaking loved it.
Yeah?
I thought it was great. So we can talk about that and I'll talk. Also, we did something very cool. And just before we play the first band here, we're going to play KAATO, in a minute. Somebody said to post it in the group, in my private group today. They said, can you guys turn me on to some music that's got that 80s rock kind of thing, or 80s bands that have new records out? I can't find anything, and I referred them to you.
I didn't get to the post,
but
yet,
anyway, but this is a band that is like hugely influenced by that sound. But something I did do cool on Sunday night, and I could talk about a little bit later on, is Keith and I did a little movie talk, so you guys can find that. It's up in all the places on social media, where we talked about It Chapter 2 and what we liked and what we didn't, and it was cool. It was a good time, and some people chimed in. It was a lot of fun. So anyways, guys, we're going to get into the countdown, and you know how we usually do in here. We're so nice that we never like to say, this is number 1 and this is number 10, but this week we are ranking. So we're going to start with number 10 and work our way up to number 1. So that is just how it's going to be. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my big black ass. This is Glamour Queen by KAATO on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. KAATO, everybody. Let's give it up there for KAATO. Great band from, as I was telling you guys, they're a great band from Australia. Let me give you their info, though. I'll give you the website and stuff. It is KAATOmusic.com. Support these guys. Go to the site, download them. Whatever they got for sale, you should get it, because they're young dudes who got excited because they discovered their mom's Styx album. And
is that really the truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They found one of their parents' Styx albums and said, we love this. What is this? We don't know music. Yeah, we're kind of focusing and unfocusing. I'm going to change that lighting. But so they got all excited about it and said, this is what we want to do. And so that's what they do. KAATOmusic.com. Okay, so we are getting into... This light is going to give me epilepsy.
It's not going that fast.
There we are. Okay, sorry, I'm adjusting the light. I have these lights now.
They're fancy.
They're really cool that I can control the remote control, and you can fade them in and out and stuff like that. But we're having some focusing issues tonight, so might have to adjust the camera or something. I do see that on our end. Usually it's just you guys who are drunk saying, "Okay, you're coming in and out of focus."
Now it's really
but it is. So anyway, so tonight's topic is the greatest, the top 10 Iron Maiden songs of all time, and they have just an amazing catalog of music, of course. So, do you have honorable mentions at all?
I didn't. I just picked the 10.
Okay,
this time.
because if we have honorable mentions, I didn't know if you wanted to do those like before we started, or if you wanted to do those before we do number 1.
We can make our people who didn't choose what I chose the honorable mentions.
There you are. So we're going to go over the folks out there, your picks as well. You guys's. That's
you guys,
not right.
Yinzers.
Your picks. I'm speaking directly to you.
Wow.
Charlie Doyle. Chris Thunderwolf Dodson. Bill Damiano. So, yeah. Okay. So what do we have, Lil? So we're going to go 10 to 1.
Okay.
What do you have on your list? What is
Number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 on my list is When the Wild Wind Blows. And that is actually a newer one, released on the album The Final Frontier in 2010. It's one of the longest songs Iron Maiden has ever covered. It's 11 minutes long. Or covered. Created. It's 11 minutes long, sorry. It was such a complex arrangement that they had to learn it in sections. But if you listen to it, it sounds very natural. It's about the world ending in an apocalypse, but the narrator in the song does seem to have some hope with the lyrics. It's based on author Raymond Briggs' post-nuclear fallout graphic novel When the Wind Blows. And at the very end, if you listen to it, I don't know if everybody's heard it. I'm sure most people have heard it. There's a pretty powerful gust of wind that sort of gets people emotional who are into that sort of thing. So if you get emotional, which I don't, so.
Lily never gets emotional.
No, I don't have a heart.
She's a cold, dead heart.
But I did pick a newer one as my number 10. So.
Now, how long is the song? Do you have the other?
I don't have the exact, but it's around 11 minutes.
Around 11.
Yeah.
Around 11 minutes. So it's like epic.
Yes. And for those of you who don't know who Iron Maiden, which you shouldn't even be watching the show, so please stop watching. They like to do their songs that are storytelling. They're always about something, mythology or that sort of thing, and it's always very epic and it's just wonderful. And I just love that they do that. So.
I'm not familiar with this track. Is this one of the songs that starts out like kind of slow and builds? Or, okay.
And then it ends on a gust of wind.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't.
I usually end on a gust of wind as well.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
Yeah, when my wind blows, it's a mighty wind.
I hate you.
So, when the wind blows,
it's when the wild wind blows.
When the wild wind blows, where the wild things are.
It's not like that.
Where
Awful
the
movie.
wild things are when the wind blows.
Great book, awful movie.
Now, let me ask you, why do you love the song so much?
I like it. Well, I wanted to choose a new one, and since I wanted to choose a newer one for my list, and this would be my favorite one from the list. But I like it because it's. And typically, I don't like longer songs, but I like the 11 minutes because it doesn't feel like 11 minutes. You get into the song, and I don't know. It just flows so nicely. It sounds natural, and it's a very difficult song if you listen to it, in my opinion.
Okay. And is this a Steve Harris composition? Or do
I'm
you
going to
know?
say no to that, but I don't know that for sure. I'm going to say no to that, though. I'm probably wrong.
Okay. So what do you have number 9?
Number 9 is Killers, which is the title track to their second album, Killers, from 1981, which is the best year in the whole universe. It was written by bassist Steve Harris and their original lead singer, Paul Di'Anno, and he does an incredible job with the vocal performance on this song. It's very powerful, it's very dramatic, especially when he belts out the lyrics, "Oh God, what have I done?" It's about a psychotic killer and what he's thinking about while he's actually doing the killing. So see, these are all going to have stories behind them. So that's number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. I knew you were going to do it.
Number 9. Killers. And this is a Paul...
This is a Paul Di'Anno song.
Paul Di'Anno song.
Because I did want to also include a Paul Di'Anno song. It's probably... I think that's his best, is Killers. What do
you guys like? Do you guys like Killers by Paul Di'Anno? Is that an Iron Maiden classic, or is Lily full of crap?
I'm not full of crap, but I do love Bruce. Bruce is my man.
Bruce. Oh, Brucey. I'm looking at some of you guys. Thank you guys. Bill Damiano, Chris Thunderwolf Dodson, Paul Terry, Bob Mercingus. You guys are already chiming in. We do appreciate it. We're going to be getting, I think some of the, like Matt Reiser, I think your track is going to be on the list somewhere. If not, then that is definitely an honorable mention. If not, like an absolutely amazing song. So we did, number 10 was When the Wild Wind Blows. Number 9 was Killers. What's number 8, Lil?
Hold on, my notes are all backwards.
My notes?
My notes.
My Menudo notes. We should do the top 10 Menudo songs.
No, we're not. Is there 10? Is there top 10?
Menudo versus Iron Maiden.
Wow, well,
That'd
that's a
like
3-second show.
Yeah.
And we're done. Bye. Actually, Matt Reiser's is my next one on the list, Wasted Years. Released on the band's 14th single and the first from the 6th studio album, Somewhere in Time, 1986. It's the only song on the album that features no synthesizers, so every other song on the album has them. It's the first single solely written by guitarist Adrian Smith, who also does the backing vocals on the song. And the song deals with homesickness and alienation, as well as negative effects on the band's previous year-long tour. And it actually did take a toll on every one of the band members. So it sort of like, again, tells a story. This is sort of a true story, though. And the chorus suggests that they should move beyond the troubles and look forward. And the original working title was actually called Golden Years.
Which was a David Bowie song. So I can understand why they wouldn't use that. This song is my personal favorite Iron Maiden song, because
That's your number one?
I didn't know the story behind it, but I know my story. I know the reason why I love it, and I think this is the reason why a lot of people love it, because this is something that a lot of people can relate to, feeling like they've screwed up, and what do I do now, and how do I move on? And there is definitely that sort of vibe there in the in that song. Beautiful song, and I would recommend that if you have not heard it, go to YouTube and find Ryan Adams' acoustic version of it. Heartbreaking, just rip your guts out, just absolutely. And it just goes to show what an amazing song it is, because it can be done in different ways and totally get over. We're going to play it. Speaking of different songs, we're going to play Where Have All the Acid Queens Gone by me.
I know that guy.
And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more Iron Maiden. So guys, stick around. LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website. And, we're going to be partying afterwards in our private group, so you can go to LouLombardiRocks.com. So get admitted now, so you don't have to wait around. So when at 10 o'clock, when we go over, switch over to where we tell the real dirty jokes, you'll be ready. Where have all the acid queens gone, he asks, on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Where he wants to know. He wants to know where have all the acid queens gone. Go to LouLombardiMusic.com. You can get your Lou Lombardi fix right there if you haven't had enough already with the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus podcast. LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website. Shout out to Wolf's Customs, wolfscustoms.online, our sponsor. And we are counting down the greatest works of Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden.
Why are you saying Iron?
Iron Maiden. And I want to give a shout out to Rick. How do you say that? How were you saying that?
I'm going to say Rogow.
Rick Rogow. He says it's hard to pick. They're all good. I seen them back in the late 80s. It's time to see them again. I agree. And Rick also wants us to come to Detroit and MC the Buck Cherry show.
Detroit.
And sure.
Get us on that and we'll come.
Yeah, get us on that. We need a hotel room and lots of liquor. That's it.
I'm fine with a couch. If you have a couch with no dog that's going to jump on me.
Who's in Butler?
I don't know.
Iron Maiden.
Josh, if they're in Butler,
Josh,
I don't know why you're just telling me now.
Yeah, if Iron Maiden's in Butler, Josh, we need to know. Yeah, it's focusing. I don't know. I'm going to play around with this. I meant to do it during the last song, but I was screwing around.
He's screwing around. All right, he's breaking stuff.
How's that? I can't see you guys. I don't know if it needs to be farther away. Anyways, we're doing a podcast. We're screwing around with the camera.
We probably should.
Yeah, we should actually get back to the podcast. So, Lily, what do you got? What's next? We did before we just played a song, so let's review real quick. We had
Josh said the acid queens are in Butler.
Okay.
He was answering your question.
That's where all the acid queens are. They're in Butler. Number 10 was When the Wild Wind Blows. Number 9 was Killers. Number 8 was Wasted Years. And what do we got for number 7 there, Lil?
Wow, you put number 9 again. Number 7 is Aces High. Released as their 11th single and second from the 5th studio album Power Slave in 1984. Written by Steve Harris, of course. The lyrics are written from the viewpoint of a British RAF pilot during the Battle of Britain in 1940. Again, another story. The artwork depicts Eddie, their mascot, in the cockpit of a submarine Spitfire to participate in the battle. So it sort of kind of reminds me of Snoopy going in the Red Baron, but, metal. This is one of the band's most...
Snoopy, this is the metal version of Snoopy and the Red Baron.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We don't know if anybody in the audience out there
Probably,
is old enough to remember.
I'm sure there are a
Snoopy
few.
and the Red Baron, but...
This is one of the band's most popular songs and has been covered numerous times. Is frequently used as the opening song at the live performances. However, I missed the last one, as everybody knows. So if they did play that as their opening song, let me know, because I missed that. I was at Zakk Wylde and Alice in Chains.
A Loss in Chains.
Yes.
So, Aces High. Aces are high.
Wow.
You're getting high. Those aces are high. I didn't know Iron Maiden was into all them drugs. Okay.
Right.
Right. Well, anyway. So, Aces High, and what's number 6?
Number 6 is Hallowed Be Thy Name.
It'd be great if number 6 would have been the Beast, 666, number of the Beast. That would have been
higher
great.
on my list, though.
But you said higher. What is it again?
Hallowed Be Thy Name. Again, written by Steve Harris. It's from the album Number of the Beast from 1982. It's been called one of the greatest heavy metal songs of all time and one of the band's signature songs. It's the tale of a prisoner about to be hanged.
Oh, yeah.
It's also featuring some of Harris's most philosophical lyrics. Several band members have even said it's one of their favorite tracks, and it is the most covered song in the catalog. Some of the people who cover it are Dream Theater, Machine Head, Cradle of Filth, and Iced Earth. Seems to me, as I was reading about these notes, Dream Theater and Iced Earth like to cover Iron Maiden a lot. So they do a lot of
good
their
choice.
songs. Yeah, right.
I could see Dream
Theater.
Theater. Covering some Iron Maiden. Can I have the sherry glasses, please? Thank you. Yes. So that is there's a great on YouTube. There's a great 7-8 part documentary, and there is a entire part of it devoted to Hallowed Be Thy Name and the composition and the recording of that song, and it is, as Lily said, Lily is not wrong this time. No, she's not wrong. I'm just kidding.
I'm never
That
wrong.
is one of the band's like favorite songs.
Yeah.
And apparently the favorite song of a lot of other bands as well.
Yeah.
Great track. Yeah. Dark Story, right?
Yeah.
Dark
But
Story.
it's metal. It works.
Yeah. Why don't you guys ever do anything happy? Come on.
No, then it wouldn't be metal. It's what they call pop.
I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You
Wow.
got a brand new
I can't
key.
even deal with
Why don't
you.
they cover that?
I would love to hear Maiden cover that just because it's so
I think I heard a death metal band, or like not a death metal, a heavy metal band doing Country Roads today.
that might be legit. I mean, they've covered Britney Spears before.
It was like that.
Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah, it's cool. I had dang to it. I can't do the hair swinging thing, but I can.
You don't need that. You're Scotty.
What I should do is I should just grow one long one out of the top,
You want me to beat it?
and I could do one of those things, you know. I should grow dreadlocks. I mean, I couldn't grow dreadlocks. I just have to get them pasted onto my head.
Okay. You need a wig like you had at your show.
Yeah. Show wig. So, what's number 5?
Oddly enough, number 5 is the number of the beast. Iron Maiden's 7th single release from the 1982 studio album, The Number of the Beast. Of course, it's one of the songs that came out that was it was surrounded with a lot of controversy from the start in the United States because we're prudes and we like to
Religion,
just start
because,
crap
like,
all the time
just
with religious
religion.
groups.
Yeah.
However, it remains one of the band's most popular songs. It has been performed at almost every live show that they've done and has been covered again numerous times and appeared in several video games and films. It was inspired, and I talked about this on a couple podcasts ago, by a nightmare that Steve Harris had after watching Damien Omen 2. In addition to the poem Tam O'Shanter by Robert Burns, the song opens with spoken word quoting Revelations. So there's some religion.
It's got the Bible in it. Who can complain?
Right? Also covered by Iced Earth, Synergy, Powderfinger, and the Iron Maidens, who I'm going to see in February.
Iron Maidens. Is what's her name playing with
No,
them?
she's not in that
Well,
anymore.
I don't know if like she went back, like you know.
She done. She done with them.
Number of the Beast was it was not the first song. It was probably the second song by Iron Maiden that I became aware of,
It's super
and
popular.
it is a great song. That riff at the beginning, the way the vocals come in, are absolutely killer. And there's a story about them cutting that it was very difficult for them to bring the vocals in with that. In the right, cue them in the right way. That it was multiple takes of them doing that. The song is not like okay. The song is not pro Satan.
It's not.
It's just telling a story.
Yeah.
It's like a horror story. It's like
Yeah.
The Omen.
Yeah, that's because he had a dream about that movie.
Right. It's like The Omen or
Yeah.
one of
That's
those
all
things.
it is.
It's not like it's like a song that like Black Sabbath could have written like 10, 15 years before, except it would have been like a lot slower.
Right.
I was alone. I never knew. Okay, anyways.
Whenever my sister says she doesn't know any Iron Maiden songs, this is one of the ones I bring up. She's like, "Oh yeah, I know that one."
Right. And and the thing about Iron Maiden, I love this band. I could not hear them though because the radio stations in Pittsburgh didn't play them. They just did not play them. You had to listen to the Metal Shop. I believe Jack Malloy, rest in peace, did the Metal Shop. And it was on one night a week, would come on like at midnight, and that's where I heard these guys. I heard Steeler for the first time. I heard Accept for the first time. A lot of bands that I ended up really digging. But there was not in regular rotation. It was only on those things. There was another Iron Maiden song that I think might show up on the list. I don't want to say that did get a little bit more airplay, and that was the first Iron Maiden song I ever heard. But we will talk about that.
I think
when
next
that comes up. So what's number 4? We'll do the top 3 after the next song.
Really quick, Billy Altman, yeah, Sirius XM is existing now. We're talking about when they came out with these songs that you couldn't hear them in Pittsburgh.
No, Billy, come on.
We know you can hear them now.
Billy's 15. Okay, guys. So he's never been alive. I mean, he
When
wasn't
you-
alive when there wasn't
He didn't have the struggle.
Yeah, yeah. The struggle was real, my friend. Trust me. When what was the year that this album came out?
This was 1982.
Okay, in 1982. No, there was none of this on
fancy stuff
on the radio. Like you didn't hear it on the radio, and that was all you had. You had WDVE, you had WYDD, you had 100.7. And those were the rock stations.
And you just rely on your cousins, older cousins, to let you
right.
listen to music.
And we didn't. I lived out in the sticks. We didn't have cable and didn't have MTV, so it wasn't like we could even watch the videos or anything like that. Headbangers Ball was a couple of years off, and all of that. So it was just like a struggle. But I remember hearing them and going like, "Oh my God, I love this. I want to hear more of this," and I couldn't. I just couldn't get it. So yeah. Bob's your uncle, Billy. Billy Altman, everybody. Billy Altman. Ow. Billy, thank you so much. We do appreciate your participation in the podcast. Let's do number 4, and then I'm going to do some shout-outs, and then we'll play another song.
All right, number 4 is, I think, the one you were thinking of, The Number of the Beast. That you were talking about. Was there a song that might have been played on the radio?
You just did Number of the Beast.
Oh, sorry. I meant Run to the Hills. That was my next one. Released as the 6th single from the band's 3rd studio album, The Number of the Beast, from 1982. It is the first single with Bruce Dickinson as the vocalist. It remains one of the most popular songs. The song documents the beginning of settler contact as Europeans began arriving on the shores of American indigenous territories. The song describes, from both perspectives, what is occurring during the battle between the settlers and the natives. It is featured in a few video games. It has been covered by the Iron Maidens, Hell Songs, and of course, Dream Theater, as we all know. And it is definitely the song probably most people will know by Iron Maiden.
It's not the one
most recognized.
It's not the one
I'm
thinking of, but that is another one that I did hear around that time. Yeah. Again, was like, no, more. No, you're teasing me. That is a great song. If you want to know a little bit about this, I discovered a very cool YouTube channel about a week or so ago called History Buffs, and Nick Hodges takes movies that are historically based, and then he's a historian. He compares them to the real thing, and he has a great video on Dances with Wolves that has to do exactly with this subject. And it's brilliant, and you get a lot of great details, and you understand the tragedy and the sort of everything that happened with that. So I highly recommend, if you want to get the sort of behind the music of the story of that song, is to check out Nick's video on that. We're going to come back and do the top 3, but before we do that, we got some folks. I want to shout out to Bill Damiano. Where is he? I see Bill, Charlie Doyle, Billy Altman, all y'all out there, and
Bill wearing a wig, a pink one.
What are you doing, Bill? Bill Damiano
and Josh Montadoro. You didn't say him, but I gave him a hard time last night at Niles, so I got a shout out now.
We had some great comments on our post this week. Ilana Detroit.
D'Artois.
Mike Tulville, Rob Johnston, Tim Amar. Tim was my first vocal coach. David, Tim's a great metal singer, by the way. David Ray, Tim Mitchell. Tim's a great musician as well. Billy Altman, Sean Lewis, Eric Jordan, RMCP. That
we don't know what that means.
There's some vowels or something missing there. Chris Underwolf Dodson and Stephen Robertson. We're going to throw out some of your picks a little bit later on, but we want to get through our list first. So, but I want to give a shout out to all you guys because I love it, you guys. We post these things, and it gives us inspiration to go like, oh, maybe we'll go like, oh crap, I forgot about that one. That's a good one. So you could find your stuff seeping into this. This is a band that is promising a new album. They released this. The Outer Reach a few years ago. I wrote a review for it on bluesrockreview.com. It's a band called Albany Down. Very cool blues hard rock band from England. Check it out. This is Feeding the Flame, and we'll be right back with more Iron Maiden on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. That's Albany Down. I should play them more. Hopefully they're putting out a new record soon. I want to give you their web information, though, because I really, I discovered this band a couple of years ago. I was writing album reviews for bluesrockreview.com, and this came up. And that's how I just ended up discovering this band. You want to go to albanydown.com and check them out. There's rumors that there's a new record coming out. I hope that they do, because I really love their sound, and I think they're a really awesome band, and we need more Albany Down in the world. We are discussing Iron Maiden's greatest hits so far. We have When the Wild Wind Blows at number 10. Number 9 is Killers. Number 8 is Wasted Years. Number 7, Aces High. Number 6 is Hallowed Be Thy Name. Number 5 is Number of the Beast. And number 4 is Run to the Hills. So that brings us to number 3. Nope, wait a minute, hold on. 3. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop?
1, 2, 3.
I guess the world may never know. Anyways.
There's been studies on that. However, the number 3 pick on my list is The Trooper, released as the second single from the fourth studio album Peace of Mind in 1983. Was one of the few songs to actually get good radio play in the U.S., written by Steve Harris, of course. The song is based on, I'm going to probably say this wrong, the charge of the Light Brigade and the Battle of Balaclava in 1854. There's a whole wiki page on it if you want to read about it, but basically it's a failed military action involving the British Light Cavalry. I ain't going into history. Anyway, the music video has clips of a cavalry battle from the 1936 film The Charge of the Light Brigade. And during the live shows, Bruce waves a Union flag. However, lately he has not been doing that because everybody's getting all pissy about him waving the Union Jack around because some countries don't like it. Actually, Sharon Osbourne got mad about it, saying that he, offended U.S. people. And, honestly, we don't care.
I'm not offended.
So,
Bruce, as long as I'm not offended, you're fine.
Sharon, aren't you British? Just saying. Yeah. But she sort of made a poo-poo on it, so he stopped.
She's got to take any dig at any band that is not Aussie.
I get it.
Have you ever heard her her fight with Insane Clown Posse? On
no,
the Howard
and I don't
Stern
want to.
Oh my God!
Because I don't even care about Insane Clown Posse. However, this is my number 3 pick, and it is historic. And Sharon likes to poo-poo on everything, so he doesn't wave the flag anymore, which sucks.
He shouldn't not do it because of...
It's not because of Sharon, it's because of other countries who won't allow him to do it. But honestly, we don't care in the U.S., quite frankly.
It's theater. I mean,
we like the show.
It's, he's depicting something that has happened in history, and it's...
stop. All right. Poor Lou.
I don't know if I want to live in this world anymore. So let's move on. I don't even want to talk about that. So what's number 2?
Number 2, and I almost put this as number 1, is 2 Minutes to Midnight. Released as the band's 10th single from the 5th studio album Power Slave, 1984. It's the band's first single to exceed 5 minutes in length and remained there until the song Infinite Dreams. It's a protest song about nuclear war written by Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith. It references the Doomsday Clock, which is the clock used by Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. It's a countdown to potential global catastrophe. In 1953, the clock actually reached 2 minutes to midnight, the closest it's ever gotten to midnight when the U.S. and the Soviet Union were testing H-bombs within 9 months of each other. That's the history behind it. Again, another epic story, but it's a great song, and I love it. And I think some people picked it on there.
We're going to get into what people picked here in a minute. So, number 10 was When the Wild Wind Blows. 9 was Killers, which is a Paul Di'Anno song. Wasted Years, which is my personal favorite. I wouldn't say it's their greatest song, but it's just my personal favorite song by Iron Maiden. Aces High is number 7. Number 6, Hallowed Be Thy Name, the most covered song, a favorite of Dream Theater as well. Number 5 is Number of the Beast, very controversial song, although it's only controversial because people are morons and don't understand that it's telling a story. It's not like Go Satan. The Trooper, which has some controversy due to the live portrayal with the Union Jack. Again, more bullshit. 2 Minutes to Midnight. What is the time to kill the unborn in the womb? I always thought they were making some abortion reference.
No, this was all about nuclear.
Okay.
H-bombs.
What year was that released again?
That was released in hold on, I had it, 84.
Okay. That was at the height of the, people bombing abortion clinics and stuff like that.
Oh, so
they talk about
maybe
that
people thought that?
So they talk about that in the song, so I can understand the confusion. So we are at number one. We've reviewed them all, gone to number one, and I don't know what you're going to say.
I was going to ask if you wanted to guess.
I don't know what you're going to say. I was there's a couple there's some omissions, but I don't know if I want to say because I don't know if I want to steal your thunder. So just go ahead. What is your number one, Lily?
My number one is Flight of Icarus. Released as the 8th single and the first from their 4th studio album, Peace of Mind, from 1983. It was the band's first single to be released in the United States, becoming one of their few songs to gain substantial airplay. It's also the band's first release featuring Nico McBrain. Even though it is one of their most famous songs, it was not performed live after 1986 until 2018 when they played it live again. It is loosely based on the Greek myth of Icarus, if you don't know what that is. Icarus and his father were imprisoned, and this used to be my favorite story in school. They built wings from feathers and wax to fly away, but Icarus didn't listen to his dad, typical, and flew too close to the sun, melting the wax, and he fell to his death in the sea.
King Minos was the guy that built the labyrinth that housed the Minotaur. And Icarus was the son, and I can't remember his.
It was a weird name.
I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And for their troubles, the king imprisoned them because he didn't want the story to get the secret of the labyrinth to get out, so people could escape the labyrinth. It was a death sentence if you got thrown in there. And there's a great story about a Greek hero that goes there and fights the Minotaur and escapes. And
I remember drawing pictures about that in
in any case, that is the first song that I ever heard by Iron Maiden was Flight of Icarus. That was the song. That was the very first song by them I ever heard. I loved it. I love this. I totally got what you're saying, like with the story. I thought it was very, very cool. It kind of took me away. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know. I was really young at the time, so I didn't know anything like Greek mythology or anything like that. I had a feeling that this was based on something. I just kind of had that feeling to it. And I think that maybe I had heard some DJs refer to, something based on Greek mythology or whatever. Mm. But that was the first song I heard by Iron Maiden. There's an honorable mention for sure that I can think of off the top of my head, and that is "Die with Your Boots On."
Yeah,
that
I know.
Is a kick-ass song.
I did not put that
vicious.
In my
list. Another little factoid about Flight of Icarus, and you guys can refer to if you want more details about the story, where I actually remember all the names of everybody and everything. It's one of my lyric talks. You can get a Loudini rockandrollcircus.com and check it out. But this song, Steve Harris felt that he wished they had played it live more before they recorded it, because he sort of felt that when they played it live, like it had a more raw kind of energy to it, a little faster, and he sort of feels like the studio version is not like the best version of it. Just a kind of little interesting factoid about the song. Do you have any? So let's go back and see what some of the other folks picked here. We have Alana
Elena D'Artois.
The Wicker Man, The Evil That Men Do, Empire of the Clouds, No More Lies. Okay, all good ones. Well, a fan of the opera.
That's a good
Revelations. We already mentioned Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's Mike Toolville. We had Rob Johnston, The Fear of the Dark, 2 Minutes to Midnight, of course. Run to the Hills.
That's my
Wicker Man, Trooper. Of course, Hallowed Be Thy Name. Tim Amar, Running Free. Murders in the Rue Morgue. That's another one I forgot about. The Prisoner, great one. Wrathchild. David Ray, Hallowed, Eagles. What's that? What's that again? That's Where Eagles Dare. What is that? What's the?
I'm not sure what that one is.
David Ray, thank you. Tim Mitchell. Yes, Tim, it is. It's
but
tough.
You're
It's
supposed to pick. That was the point.
Moonchild was one we haven't mentioned. Billy Altman mentioned all the ones we've mentioned. Good taste, Billy. Aces High, The Trooper, all of them, Number of the Beast.
It's hard because they do have 16 albums. I mean, let's think about
Only
it that
16?
way.
Sean Lewis brought
Studio
up
albums.
one, Brighter Than a Thousand Suns, which is one we did not mention yet. David Van Kirk, Fear of the Dark, we haven't mentioned that. Revelations got mentioned by a couple other people here. Eric Jordan, Purgatory, Running Free, Strange World, Sanctuary, Murders in the Root did get mentioned.
I would make that an honor.
Chris Thunderwolf Dotson, we have mentioned all of these, but Wasted Years, Run of the Hills, The Trooper, Number of the Beast. Again, Hallowed Be Thy Name showed up on Steve Robertson's list, as well as Blood Brothers, The Clairvoyant, and of course, Die With Your Boots On. I think it's just a great tune. I don't know if it's one of their top 10 best. Maybe if we did top 15 best, we could sneak that in there. But it is a great song.
And Josh Montedoro on here said Seventh Son of a Seventh Son would be on his list somewhere. Good pick. He said it is too hard to pick 10. Like I said, there are 16 studio albums. They are hard to pick.
Well, we got to narrow it down, guys. We can't be like...
we can't say all of them are the best.
We could do a show, rank every Iron Maiden song.
Oh, my
We could do albums, maybe. Like rank every Iron Maiden album, worst to best, or something like that. We could do that. You could do something like that in the future. But shout out to Bill Damiano and Charlie Doyle and all the folks that are hanging out with us live on the different feeds there. We do appreciate it. Billy Altman.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy. Billy. All right, guys, we're going to get the hell out of here. Our website is LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. Check back often. We're going to be popping over to our inner circle where we're going to tell some really dirty jokes. I don't know. But this is our post-podcast Booze Up, and you get to that by going to LouLombardiRocks.com. Just click enter, and you'll be admitted right in. You'll get right the hell in. And it'll all be just
skip that velvet rope.
Yeah, it'll be just all groovy. So come and check that out with us. We're gonna party over there in a minute, but we're gonna take you out with some fist fight in the parking lot. Real quick though, I want to shout out to the bands that we did have tonight. We had KAATO. Their website is KAATOmusic.com. We played my. I sent one off to get mixed today. And I have another one that's just about ready to go. So I'm releasing at least one more song before the end of the year. And next year is going to be very different in terms of releasing music. There's a new band in the works. There's a whole bunch of new stuff. But LouLombardiMusic.com. Fist Fight in the Parking Lot is we're going to wrap up with here. But we also played Albany Down. That's albanydown.com. And Fist Fight in the Parking Lot is a great Pittsburgh band. And these guys need to get off their asses. Abby, Chris, get your shit together and do another record because this record was great. But guys, thanks for listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We'll catch y'all next time. Lily, any parting thoughts? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Just make sure you're listening to my show on Thursdays, 6 p.m. Hot Licks with Lily 6. Also, I do have a new Facebook page for the show, Hot Licks with Lily 6. So please go like it and share it and do all the things. Download the app for free at Rock Rage Radio. And that's all I got.
All right, guys. Thank you, Wolf's Customs, wolfscustoms.online. We'll catch you guys all on the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Fist Fight in the Parking Lot takes us out. Have a great night, guys.